it had on here farewell address, and that sounds so morbid. I feel like I'm like going somewhere. I'm not, I'm hopefully going to y'all going to let me stick around for a little bit. I get to write my own speeches, even though Lori Johns meticulously goes over them, and I'm thankful she does. But I scripted mine to say celebrating a legacy of 90 years, and I have to tell you just a little bit ahead is that I want you to think about your legacy, and I want you to think about your superpower that makes you a legacy, and I'll give you a hint, it's being service above self, above your own self. It's service to others. But thinking about a superpower, I got to give you one little something that's personal. Back when our son Eli was maybe 4 or 5, little bitty, and he's now almost 21. Angie and I, he would always was into superheroes. So he was everything: Superman, Spider-Man, Ben 10, all the guys at Ben 10 changed. He had all kind of superpowers there was. And then one night we were sitting there, and he had been, shower time, bath time. He was real little. And he comes out of the shower, and in his birthday suit goes, "The power of nakedness." Now, that's not my superpower, luckily for y'all. Yeah, that would be scary. We are not here only to celebrate those 90 years of the ALM, but to celebrate the individual, and that is you. Each member, that by coming together as a group with common goals and challenges and opportunities, realizes the strength of unity in this community. Through 90 years, members have given this authority and provided the direction to allow our executive directors, their teams, and to provide the valuable resources and the services that we need to be more effective and efficient servant leaders to our citizens. So I want to thank those first who have led as our executive directors of this league: Ed Reed, John Watkins, Perry Rockmore, Ken Smith, and now Greg Cochran. Please give them an applause. Let us celebrate the legacy of 80 presidents that had the opportunity and honor to serve our league in their towns and cities throughout this great state of Alabama. Thank you for your past leadership. Thanks to all of you who have served on the board of directors, who have volunteered your time on one of our standing committees throughout the years. The time and work that you put into these committees has helped to shape the direction of our league. It takes all of us working together to accomplish all the success that the league has done in the past 90 years. So I want to thank you, the individual, for your involvement this year in attending all of the ALM events, whether those events were held in Alabama, Tampa, Washington, D.C., or here in Huntsville, Alabama. This week, you have showed up in record numbers this year, so I want to thank you for that. Thank you to Greg Cochran and Kayla Bass and the entire ALM team. You are the ones that deal with the countless details that make these events happen, but more importantly, thanks for your work in helping us as elected officials in our endeavors to serve our municipalities with all the resources and services that you have provided. Great job from me to you. Mayor Sherry Sullivan, what a great partner you have been to work with and serve alongside this year. I have a great deal of respect for you, your knowledge of municipal government, your wise counsel, and especially appreciate our friendship this year. Moreover, it was your city and metropolitan area that experienced the highest percentage growth in the entire state of Alabama this past year. So I know and convinced that the league will only continue to grow in strength with your continued involvement in leadership. Now, before I wrap up with some celebration on the theme of celebration, I do want to share with what I believe is our most important collective focus this year. And this is going to be a little bit of a rant. I'm a mayor. I can't help but fight for what I love. That is the erosion of our ability to be the final authority in our towns and cities on the many matters that are essential to meeting the needs of our citizens. Yes, I think that is an applause. We all know that there has been an increasing infringement around our revenue, and that has and will continue to threaten our capacity to fund our much-needed, costly infrastructure such as roads and sewer, stormwater drainage, emergency response efforts by our police and our fire departments, our parks and recreation departments, and a whole host of other quality of life concerns and needs. Even when given the ability to opt in or opt out of that proposed legislation, it only puts unnecessary pressure on us as city councils to make the wisest, sometimes unpopular, decisions for our citizens. When in reality, both the municipality and the state desperately need those revenues to reinvest in our communities. It is time, oh, here we go, y'all. Sorry, I'm preaching. It is time to quit making philosophically popular, spotty legislation instead of holistically looking at our state's entire taxing structure. But it's not only the revenues that have my concern, it's the authority and administration of certain municipal services, such as in our departments and schools, and reporting requirements, and much more. At some point, we have to stop. Now, please do not misread me, because I do not intend to convey anything but my love, especially for my Wiregrass legislative delegation, as I'm sure you love yours. But the point is, we also need to continue to communicate the costs and expenses that are required to support the function and maintenance of our municipalities. No one knows your city better than you. And I don't know of any city that has taken in more revenue than is required to cover their present and their future expenses. Therefore, this points to the importance of our Live Locally Alabama campaign this year. I encourage you, however you do that, to continue to find ways to communicate, educate, inform your legislative representative. Please reach out to Lori Johns and our staff, as well as our other elected officials in the state, and how to accomplish this, especially if you're struggling with limited resources. Now, I would like to give my personal thanks, one, to my city commission. They have always been very supportive of me and my times that I've spent. I want to thank my city staff at home for their support. I also want to thank my companies that I have. They allow me to be away and do the work as a mayor and as this year's league president. In closing, I especially want to celebrate those that are closest to us as elected officials. Our spouses, significant others, friends, and families, those that walk alongside each one of us in our public service. Because inevitably it is your journey, it is their journey too. So this is for them, and I have two that I want to honor. First, I have spoken of my father before and how I watched him serve 2 terms as mayor. His significant other, of course, was my mother, who just recently passed. She set the bar high as a spouse to an elected official, attending tons of events, hosting gatherings in their personal home, traveling to events with him, serving on boards in the community, working in our construction and real estate business, and keeping the family running smoothly all at the same time. It was a team effort, and that meant the world to her. Matter of fact, on her headstone, all she wanted written on it was Genesis 2, verse 18. God said, I will make him a helper. That was the ultimate compliment to her. How could she be the best partner in life with my father? Now, when we were eulogizing her, I was suddenly hit, literally hit, by the reality that somehow I had married someone just like my mama. Angie, on these challenging days at the city, when I come home exhausted and emotionally drained from a trying day, I want to thank you for being patient when I was not. I want to thank you for being understanding and loving me, especially when I was hard to love. I want you to forgive me when I place way too much importance on my day and not enough on yours. Thank you for being kind and forgiving when I have been short with you. Thank you for telling me the things that I needed to hear and not what I wanted to hear. Let me repeat that one. Thank you for telling me the things I needed to hear and not what I wanted to hear. I am so sorry because of my desire to serve the public that you sometimes bear the scrutiny and the hypercriticism that I must endure. I know that it hurts you as well, but I thank you for also being the mama bear of the family when needed, for being the best cheerleader, listener, supporter, best friend, and soulmate that I could ever have. There is no doubt that I could not do this job without you and your love and commitment. To everyone here, I want to leave you with this challenge. What is your legacy as an elected leader? What is it that you individually and as a member of this league want to leave as your contribution that makes this league stronger? I believe that our legacy should be one that doesn't point to us individually, but to the contributions to our community. What we do for ourselves dies with us, but what we do for others remains as our legacy. I want to thank you again for allowing me this honor of serving you as your president. It has been a rewarding experience. Please reach out to me at any time that I can be of help to you or your municipality. And may the Lord God above bless and keep you and your communities. Thank you very much.